Hello beautiful people and welcome. In this video we will subtract polynomial expressions. As always, I am human. If I make a mistake, please let me know so I may learn from it. Now, right away I want to jump into this thinking bubble which says rewrite subtraction as addition. You want to make sure to distribute that negative. If you forget that step, there is no guarantee that you're going to end up with the correct answer. So what does it mean by rewrite as addition and distribute that negative? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this subtraction. I'm going to distribute that negative as in multiplying by -1 to each term in my second polynomial. Then I'm going to change this negative to a positive after I have distributed, and those parentheses can in a way go away. So let's see how that works out. So I have, let's change colors here. I have 5x plus 2. That stays the same. We haven't done anything. Now let's distribute. Negative times a negative is a positive. So I have a positive 2x squared. I'll just put a plus here so we know that it's been changed. A negative times a negative is a positive 3x. Negative times a positive is a -4. Now this has been changed, and now that it's been changed, this negative or this minus turns into addition. Once you have an addition, you can choose to do it the original way as taught in a previous video for adding polynomials, as you no longer have subtraction. You've dealt with the subtraction and now you have addition. So let's do that. Make sure that you put a placeholder for things that are not there. So for example, I see a 2x here, so 2x squared plus 3x minus 4. So here I have a 5x, so I'm writing 5x underneath the x column, and I have a 2, which I'm writing underneath my constant column. Now we're doing a placeholder here because we do not have any x squares in this binomial. Binomial because it has 2 terms. And let's add all the way here. -4 plus 2, that is -2. 5, 6, 7, 8x. 2 plus 0 is 2. So even though we are technically subtracting, we really did just add. So this step is really important so you know to distribute that negative, that minus. Let's jump into another example here. Step number 1 is always to take that minus and you're going to distribute to each term inside the second polynomial. Rewriting it, I have -x cubed plus y squared plus y minus x. And I'm going to add now to my second. So negative times a negative is a positive x cubed. Negative times a positive is a negative. Negative times a positive is a negative. So this is my new expression. Let's write these on top of each other. So I have a -x cubed plus y squared plus y minus x. Let's write this one underneath. I have an x cubed minus y, so I don't have a y squared, so I have minus y minus x. And so here, because I didn't have a y squared, I'm going to put a placeholder of 0y squared. We're going to add these together. Let me shift this up just slightly. And let's work. -x and a -x, that means I have 2 x's that are negative. Positive y and a negative y, this is a 0 pair, so this disappears. This is nothing. Y squared and a 0y squared, that means I just have y squared, which is positive. -x cubed and a positive x cubed, so this is another 0 pair, and that goes away. So in reality, what I have here, after adding, I have a y squared minus 2x as my final answer. And let me shift that up so you guys can see. Moving on to the horizontal method. Horizontal is pretty much just like we did with adding. Again, we have that step number 1 now, which is to rewrite it as addition. Step number 1 is take that minus. You want to distribute it just like we did in the previous method. Here I have q's, 8's, I'm going to add now, and I'm going to distribute. Negative times 2 is negative 2q squared. Negative times a positive is a negative. Negative times a negative is a positive. Once you're here, you're going to group just like we did when adding polynomials. You're going to take your q squared and you're going to put them together. So 2q squared and a negative 2q squared. Next we have, let's change the color. Next we have is a negative q. Remember, the symbol in front of the letter is what you take. We have a negative q and a negative q. You can put a plus here if you want, like here, or you can just put it as minus. We are technically adding, it just happens to be that both terms are negative. Then I have a constant of negative 8 and 4. Let's combine these a little bit further. 2q's squared that are positive and 2q's squared that are negative. This is a zero pair. You have positive and a negative of the same thing. That goes away. A negative plus a negative. There's a secret plus in here. That means I have 2 negative q's. And this one here, a negative 8 plus 4 means I have a negative 4 left over. So this is our simplification of those polynomials. Let's do one more. This one here, same thing. We're going to combine like terms. I see an A and an A. Ooh, you guys, I almost forgot my very important first step. Take that negative, take that minus, and distribute it first before combining any like terms. So what I have is A plus B minus 2C. That has not changed. And now I'm changing it. Negative times a positive here is a negative. And negative times a positive here is also a negative. Now that we have changed it to addition, we can combine like terms. So I have an A minus A. Oop. Throwing pens at you. So A minus A, or A plus a negative A. We have B's, two B's. I have a plus B minus B. And I have negative 2C and a negative 2C. Technically, we are adding. I'm just omitting that addition because we do have a negative. It would be plus a negative. Let's combine. A minus A, this is a zero pair. This is 0. Positive B and a negative B, 0 pair. This is 0. Negative 2C and negative 2C. It's kind of like saying I have negative C's here, 2 of them, and I have negative C's here, 2 of them. So that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4 negative C's. Since these are all 0 pairs, they've kind of been canceled out. So our final answer is negative 4C after we have subtracted, here's my bunny ears, subtracted these polynomials. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Bye!